Every once in a while on a Friday, we have Crazy Town here, which is why I'm now feeding the calves at well after 2 o'clock without having eaten much myself. I did most of the chores at the normal time, but I kept after that. Once it turned 8:30, 9 o'clock, the world descended upon us. Not only did we have phone calls and arrangements about the shipping of the heating system to deal with first thing this morning, and I had feed and nutrition calls to make, and then get calls. You know, I placed the calls while I was having coffee this morning first thing, and then nobody called me back until after I was doing stuff, which was an interruption. But then everybody and their brother decided to come. We had 2 sets of customers. We had 3 commercial order pickups at the farm. We had a commercial delivery. We had the AI breeding guy come to breed a cow that we discovered was in heat this morning. We had Allison going to the bank, so she's not making cheese today, today's a normal cheese making day, but she had to go do some significant banking. And so we sent her with all our recyclables because they were starting to stack up. And yeah, a typical day on the farm is a lot of little things. Death by 1,000 cuts, really. Lots of little things that stack up and add up. It's very rarely the big stuff. It's the chores, it's the fixing water troughs, it's the finding the calves have redistributed their water barrels, because I'm now well after the point that I normally give them water, so it'll take me an extra the horn of the skid steer is great at getting the calves to back away. They don't like it. All right, that'll hold them for a few hours, and I'll come back at the normally appointed chore time and give them more water and check on their hay. I didn't check on their hay right now. I can see there's enough on the left of that bale for them to work their way through. I think I'll have to give them a new bale tomorrow. I'll verify that tonight. And everybody else is done. In case you haven't guessed it, this is a stream of consciousness farming channel. It's just basically what I'm doing when I'm doing it, as I'm doing it. Maybe a description of what I did after the fact because I forgot to video it, or my phone was busy, or died, or whatever. I got wrapped up in what I was doing and forgot to film. This is definitely not your hi, I'm Neil, Farmer Neil. Welcome to the channel on this week's video. Yeah, that ain't happening. You're along with me for the ride, or you ain't. Yeah, that's just how I figured on doing this channel. I used to do the Gastrocast, PodChef's Gastrocast cooking channel, and if you Google, actually if you go on YouTube search for PodChef, P-O-D-C-H-E-F, you will find my PodChef channel, which had been at the time really successful and brought in a good income. Now it's sort of languished because I don't do anything with it. But yeah, I used to do highly instructive videos and sponsored and all the rest of it. Yeah, farming takes up a lot of time and a lot of energy. So I do with this channel what I can, what I want, when I want. You know, I'm hit or miss basically, but if you like it, great. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a like. Subscribe to the channel if you watch it. For God's sake, just subscribe to the channel. I don't want to beg you anymore. Yeah, I can't stand do that. In fact, one of my favorite YouTube channels, I'm not going to mention them. You know who you are. They'll never watch me. They're a British YouTube channel. Great channel. Lots of information. Really love it. I swear to God, I think he's going AI or something. His videos have become samey, if you know what I mean. His content changed, you know, what he's doing each day takes us, or whatever, once a week, he takes us on his journey through his week's farming, which is fabulous. But there's a text overlay that sort of basically emphasizes concepts that constant little subscribe, ding, click the bell bullshit is on the thing like every couple minutes. And the cutting and editing seems to be off. I swear, he must be putting it through some sort of AI editing stuff, because the highlighted text emphasizing what he's just said is beyond like captions, closed captions, subtitles. It's kind of annoying and really distracting. And yeah, AI ain't gonna happen on this channel. It's me and my silly ideas of what it gets shown. So you got that going for you anyway. So just once in a while, think about subscribing. And I'm not the sort to beg for that. I used to do it when the very first videos we put on this channel, I was playing by all the YouTube rules and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it really can't be bothered to do that. It is what it is, I guess. But I appreciate all of you who have watched, at least this far. Somebody does anyway. And I'm actually sure we've mentioned this on the channel, and I'll edit this out if we have, previous to this video, but was it earlier this week or was it last week? Time is amorphous. Allison won a silver for Opus 42, her Opus 42 cheese at the International World Cheese Awards, and won, I guess that was the only one. She won silver for Opus internationally. She's won a silver for Opus at the Northeast Regional competition earlier in the summer, and a bronze for Prix de Diane. The silver, international silver, is really a big deal. We've had a lot of business, a lot of traffic because of it, and it's actually an award that means something, because it's not just, you know, it's Allison makes it. It's an original recipe cheese to her, standing up against the big boys, Gruyere, Emmental, Parmesan, on the world stage. Getting a silver medal for that is really a big deal. That our little farm here and our little tiny herd of jerseys can compete on the world stage is pretty freaking amazing, and honored that they chose us and our cheese. And I mean, all the hard work is down to Allison. I mean, she's the genius. She is the alchemist who turns grass to gold, literally. You know, the cows do the magic, and the cows are my deal, and the pastures and the fodder and silage are my deal. But the real magic happens in that unassuming little building, which is in drastic need of a makeover, to make the cheese. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyway, she just texted me saying she's bringing lunch back, so I don't have to stop. I'm going to move this pile of stone. I literally just have to move it to here because I don't want to get rid of it. I can't move it anywhere else, but I do need to clear it out of the way for when the shipping container comes for the heating system. So I'm going to set you aside here, and you are going to watch me do that, whether you like it or not. Allison literally just texted, not only to say that she's going to be a while because everybody and their brother are redeeming redemption in Maine. Okay, let's explain a little something about Maine. You pay 5 cents, you know, for every can and bottle you get. 10 cents for wine bottles and liquor. And that goes into a fund. And then when you return the cans, the returnables, you get that money back. Make sure, keep the environment clean. It works great. We call it redemption here in Maine, and it's got some weird rules and stuff about redemption. But the big thing is, we all kind of hoard our redemption. So Allison literally just brought the full back of the Subaru back, because then it's like a little bonus. You bring in all your redemption, you buy yourself lunch. And so that's how we work. And so the people in front of her all have contractor bags full of cans and bottles and stuff for redemption. So she says, texted and says she can be a while. But also, she's texted to say, because of the award, she now has one of our, you know, moderate accounts in Boston, cheese shop that buys, you know, once or twice a month, has just ordered a lot of Opus 42, whole wheel, which is also better for us because we don't have to cut it and wrap it, and we can just ship the whole wheels right down to them. And they did that ordered extra because we got the award. So it always helps to enter competitions. All right, I'm gonna sit you here. Well, that's better. I still have to redistribute some of this stone, and there's a spot along down on the side of the shipping container that needs a pile of it. I don't feel like messing with that today. I gotta move some bushes out of the way and some stuff to do that. So this will, theoretically, the shipping container trailer could back in here and park, but I will chip away at that stone and push it back. I also need to spread out this a little better, but that's enough for now. It's Sunday, the week of Thanksgiving. That's in a few days, 4 days or so. I'm just out here in the paddock pasture, the area I've fenced off for the winter, giving the cows a bale. Now this is not a bale I would feed lactating cows normally. It's silage-ish. It smells okay. It's got a little bit of mold here and there, but nothing near the silage bales I am feeding. This is, God, I love it. Buy baler chops. Yeah, I mean, it smells okay. It's marsh grass, so they're not going to eat much of this. It basically actually is bedding. So the idea is they're going to probably pull a lot of this out and spread it on the ground, which is fine because this is a muddy area, and it'll what they leave behind will protect it for the winter. The only reason I put this out here is because I want to send the cows out here today so I can clean the barn a bit more thoroughly than I have been with them in there. It'd give them something to do, a reason to come out, and they can pick away at this and fight over it or reject it. But at least they'll be focused for the 40 minutes or so it'll take me to clean the barn, and then they can go back in, and I'll take the rest of this and feed it to the calves and use it for pig bedding. This is from that field in Cushing that was late first cut. September 5th, I think, is what the paint on this bale wrap said. And it's mostly, this bale particularly of that set of fields is mostly marsh grass. So I know the cows aren't going to like it. And it's not going to have a lot of nutrition. They'll have a lot of roughage, which is fine. They need dry matter, they need fiber right now. So that's okay for them to pick away at it. I've also brought them a new bale. I brought them a fresh bale yesterday, and it turned out it was about half mold. So I fed the rest of it out this morning, and hopefully the bale that I just dropped won't have a lot of mold in it. But that pile of bought silage is biting me in the ass every day. Really not happy that I've got to get that field down there further along so that I have another 2 acres of grazing, good grazing. I mean, I know they grazed it 3 or 4 times this summer, but it only took them a day to wipe it out because it's mostly other stuff down there. I need to do some work this winter and get that cleared up, get the logs that are down out of there, get the firewood processed, clean out the stones, and make it so more grass can grow down there more productively, because that's actually a really good field soil-wise. And hopefully we don't have a drought this coming summer, because I don't know what we're gonna do. I can't buy silage like that again. That was a huge waste of money and making me nervous about the health of my cows. It's already impacted the health of the cows. So yeah, and I talked to my other silage source, and he said he had a really miserable first and second cut, almost no second cut, and he needs everything he has for his cows. So yeah, I still have to bring over the hay from Thomaston. I mean, we can get by this winter with what we have bought and the hay I'll bring over from Thomaston. But next year, I was hoping that this year I would be stockpiling some, moderate quality forage for next summer, So I didn't have to dip into next summer's forage, but we'll see what happens. It's just changing climate and increasingly difficult to make this whole thing work, really. I mean, yeah, that's what it feels like anyway. I've opened the gate to the barn to outside so the cows can go out and get that bale I just put out there, and they seem incredibly skeptical. It's even a lovely day. Come on, ladies, head on out. Get you out of the barn, I can clean it for you. There we go, girls. Whew, cows. Well, the cows finally did take off. Of course, it was Nettle and Bramble who are the youngest, even though they're both 3-4 years old. They kicked up their heels and tore off out to the field, and now everybody's frolicking, and as if it was being let out on fresh grass or something. They're all having a frolic, and they're just diving into the bale. And not as you would think, they're not eating it, they're just bashing it. So yeah, who knew? It has caused a bit of chaos because the heifers ran up the hill from where they were down at the bottom of the field. And they thought they were going to get to go in, but until we send the 2 heifers that are going, leaving Astrid and Joy, we're going to keep them as a separate unit down there. And then when the 2 heifers leave the farm, Astrid and Joy will go in with the herd and be treated as dry cows. Huh, Lana and Trixie are sparring. Yeah, it doesn't matter so much that they eat that bale, because I'll take that in a few days and give it to the calves. But they can, you know, have an activity out there while they're out on pasture. And I'm gonna go clean the barn. Well, I've made the decision to clean the grain bin. You see that dark area there? That's all wet or moldy feed. Now, I don't know how that happened. It happened almost immediately when we filled the bin the first time. Now, I'm also seeing a little grain way up there along that lip, which isn't good. I might get up there and try and whack the bin and see if it falls in. So I want to get as much moldy grain out as possible, and then I'm going to scrub the inside with some hot bleach water, because it needs to dry out before tomorrow when they refill the bin. Now, I had hoped to get another feeding for the cow's house, but it looks like all that's waste. I don't know, the further the grain ran out, the more the grain ran out, the more chance of mold and contaminants increased. So I've got quite a large area there to clean out. Poor design, because I bolted the 2 rims together, but there's quite a lot of grain caught up around in there. So like I said, I'm gonna thump on the bin and see if I can knock that in. And then I'm gonna get some water sealant tape or something to put around the upper side of that rim where the bolts go through. That's the only place I can think where moisture got in through those bolts, even though there's a rubber gasket on the upper side. So I'm gonna try and seal this up so that this doesn't happen. We can't, you know, can't afford to waste the grain, and we can't afford to contaminate our cows and to give them toxins full of moldy grain. So we hopefully got to fix this now or for the rest of the winter, and hope it never comes back. Most of what's left up there is chunks like slippery stuff. Chunks like this, wet through, moldy. Don't know how that much water got in there, but we'll figure it out. I am up on top of a ladder on the grain bin, putting this Flex Seal tape stuff sealant all over the bolts, because I think the poor design of this and the lack of instruction when I assembled it led one or two of these bolts to have a negative angle where water pockets between and could get into the bin. Now, yesterday I emptied the bin, I scrubbed it with bleach water as best I could, I dried it out with a big round mop thingy, and there's still some spots that I obviously couldn't get, and probably because I couldn't get up all the way, probably couldn't get it all the way drained, any mold or anything out of there. So we're going to be feeding a binder to the cows just in case. I do see a few black spots in the bin this morning, so I don't know if that means I just didn't get it clean enough, or whether new moisture overnight entered the bin and has now contaminated it, because I didn't get this done yesterday and we got about an inch of rain last night, which I wasn't expecting. Certainly not that much. I thought it was just gonna be a light, gentle rain, but it poured. So I don't know if I've solved the problem or we're gonna have the same problem again in a few months. It takes about a month for us to empty the bin right now, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully this will solve it. We did get the binder and some other minerals to use, and I gotta go help a customer.
What do you think, Kataslav? Hi, sweet. Two-headed cats.
Oh, it's Sunday, late November after Thanksgiving, whatever date it is. I have unhooked the bale grapple.
You had to bring down the clusters.
Way to go. How are you going to milk the cows doing that? I have unhooked the bale grapple from the tractor. Hope it wasn't a mistake. Normally I prefer it just live on the tractor all winter. Now that I've gotten used to that system, it works great, but I'm gonna use Gidget to move the chip bucket up in a few minutes. I gotta warm up Gidget. It is below freezing this morning. I'm gonna use a chip bucket on the front of the tractor. We're gonna go pick up a Viking range in the village that someone's generously giving us, and bring it back to the farm and put it in a storage unit for now, because we're not ready to remodel a commercial kitchen. But we couldn't pass it up, and we're expecting snow and rain later today, but we're just going to get this done, after milking, go pick up that range. Tractor's just the easiest way to get it to and from. That way we're not having to lift it or carry it. December 2nd, and it looks like we got our first major snowstorm of the year coming. We've had a little bit of snow here and there, but we're supposed to get inches tonight. Not great. Thursday, we think we have a refrigerated shipping container being delivered. Things got really messed up, and the original one we were gonna get hasn't come to fruition. Guy was dicking us around, so we ordered one. It's gonna cost us a bit more money, but it's going to be here theoretically tomorrow, Wednesday. The heating units are getting shipped, and it should be here Friday, but probably Monday. So if we can get that shipping container brought back into place by the excavator back there over the weekend. But That's not great because the ground is just sort of frozen, not frozen. And it depends on how much snow we get. I'm gonna have to clear that all out of the way and clear the driveway and stuff. So we're just getting going. And yeah, yesterday was sort of a lost day too. Went on errands, did a bunch of stuff, swapped the grapple back onto the tractor now. So I can bring the girls to Bales this morning. And I got the snow bucket on the skid steer. What was it? Yeah, Sunday we had to go pick up a new range, new used range. Pulled it out of a house here in the village, and we're going to use it as it's a commercial range, so we're going to put it in the commercial kitchen. But we had to stick it in the storage unit, and we were trying to do that. Use the tractor and the big bucket to go down there to get up the driveways long and steep. And it also allowed us just to not have to lift the thing because the thing weighs 600 pounds. It was just Allison and I. Anyway, we managed to get it, and if we can get it going and in the commercial unit, it'll be a vast improvement in the commercial kitchen over what's there now. And it was free, so we couldn't pass that up. It's going to save us a lot of money. So anyway, it took me all day Sunday to recover from moving that thing because it was heavy. My back is still painful. Anyway, so yeah, it's just winter is here and stuff gets done or not. I'm chomping at the bit to get the heating unit going, but I gotta get people to deliver and get parts here, and I can't really start ordering all the bits and pieces until I know how I'm situating the stuff in the shipping container, know the distances between the appliances, the big storage units and the water heaters and stuff. So then I can order the right amount of pipe and the right gauge of pipe. I think it's going to be a 2-inch, 1.25 inches, or 1.5 inches coming out of the boiler. So I got to make sure I get all the right stuff. I don't want to order anything in components because I got to pick a size coming out of the boiler and a size going to the storage units, storage tanks. Anyway, so I'm still mapping it out, still figuring it out. I'm starting to get lists together of what we're going to need. But again, it's just picking the right size pipe. As soon as the storage unit's here, I can get to work on putting the chimney in. I can start moving all my equipment and all the parts that I have from previous systems, down there. Start inventorying stuff because we're now on a super tight budget. Because the trailer's costing us a bit more because things are delayed. We're burning electricity to keep the plant warm. The budget on this project is getting squished really hard right now. So we're gonna just put in the bare bones this winter, and then because we've got other money that has to be laid out too for other things. So yeah, that's kind of where it's at. So it's Wednesday, 3rd of December. We finally got the first official snowstorm. Only about 2 inches here. It was supposed to start snowing yesterday. Here in the morning, we started getting rain at about 11. Actually, we got a little snow first and then it turned to rain. And it rained solid here all day till about 4, and then we got nothing for a while. Up the road it started snowing about 1 because we went to the village. We were gonna go out, do something, and we decided to come back because there was already 1 inch of snow on the ground up halfway to the village. So it didn't start snowing here till about 8 last night. Anyway, hopefully this doesn't hamper the shipping container delivery tomorrow, because I know elsewhere got a lot more snow. And I also don't want this to turn to ice. Although maybe moving the container will be easier. All right, cows have been fed and checked. Everybody's good. I'm gonna plow.